recording. Is it allowed?
As long as yes, we're
Okay.
live does not necessarily mean we are on air already. We're
Uh,
just live on YouTube, so you can do your audio recording if you want to. Actually,
that's what I need to pick.
go in. All right then. That's just 1 minute. We have 1 minute more.
Is that
We have one more
one
minute.
moment? Oh, okay. Ready where you are.
Yes. Look at me. I don't know how to hook up. Your book is How to Stop Snoring, right?
Is that
How to Stop Snoring. That's the title of your book.
practical way to stop snoring?
Okay.
Let me see. I'm not sure. I think I once sent the. I once sent it to you.
Is it that one? I thought it was Sleep you sent. Please share it again with me.
Let me see. What's your name?
Okay. Mute,
Yeah, I
please.
will. I will. Just a minute. I will. Magic. Like that.
Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. Yes, we have the magic here because we play you the good songs. We give you the right information. We educate you. We tell you about your health. Of course, if that is not the magic, I do not know what else is. This is Breakfast in Bed here on Smooth 98.1. My name is Oluwaseun. We are now in the 8 o'clock hour. If you check the time, it is 3 minutes past 8 o'clock. That means it's all about the soul food conversation, and that means it's about your health and wellness. I have announced many times that the topic of conversation in this hour is snoring. What you can do about it, how to manage it, why do you even snore, and some other things that have been said about snoring. So I have my guest in the studio already with me. Now you can also go to our YouTube channel for you to see what's going on in the studio. And of course, you get to save the video too if you want to watch it later or maybe you want to share it with somebody. What you should do is go to YouTube and search for at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. While you're searching and while you're checking out things there, please remember to subscribe and also click on the notification bell so that you are aware anytime we go live. And if you have a question in the course of the conversation, you can drop it in the live chat box so that I can see it and read it out. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest. He's a mental health consultant, he's a psychologist, and also he's an author, actually, of many books. And one of his books is titled Practical Ways to Stop Snoring. So, you see why we should have this conversation with him. I am talking about the founder and CEO of Real Consulting. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please make welcome my guest, Toluse Francis. Hello.
Hello. Good morning. When you say boys and girls, shouldn't they be sleeping by now?
Okay, so this is a family show. It's a family show. So everybody can listen to it. Yeah, so they are awake, And just in case maybe we have a child that snores already. Ha! That is one of the questions. If children snore. Yeah, so welcome to the show and thank you so much for joining me this early.
Yeah, it's quite early. It's really a breakfast show, except that I'm not having breakfast yet, and I'm
What?
not in bed.
All right, then you are welcome to send in your questions and everything. I see your message, talk by Daniel. You said I should add you to the Smooth family. Yes, I will. I'll save your contact. All right, then. So let us start. it's easy to assume that we know what snoring is. But first, what exactly is snoring?
Well, I think snoring is what snoring is.
We know the sound that is produced as a result of, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you don't snore while awake, you
Mm-hmm.
snore while you're asleep. And it's just that sound that someone sleeping makes that inconveniences those around them. And the truth of the matter is, even the person who snores gets uncomfortable or is being inconvenienced as well. It's not something that they're doing deliberately.
Mm.
It's not that they just want to punish their roommates or friends around, because even for them, when they wake up, sometimes they wake up tired,
Wow.
and it seems like they haven't slept. And so yeah, that sound that it comes in different with different rhythms. Some are sweet to the ears,
How do you mean sweet to the
and
ears?
some are, you hear some, oh yeah,
Oh my word.
you know,
That's not sweet.
when some people snore around you, you can manage it and like, okay, this is fine, But for some, you're like, hey, 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 wake up, wake up, wake up. You're snoring, like I can't sleep,
Mm.
So yeah, it's just the sound that someone makes while they're asleep unconsciously, and what other word can I use unconsciously? What other word can I use after unconsciously?
I think when it concerns sleep, that's the best category we can
Yeah,
use. Yeah.
unconsciously, because that sleep is a partial state of death, so to speak. You are
Mm-hmm.
not aware
Mm.
of what is happening around you, and so you find someone snoring either as a function of nasal congestions,
Mm.
or because of how the position that they're sleeping or how tired they have been
Mm.
during the day. So it's some for some of them it's nasal congestion. The nostrils are blocked, and they're struggling,
Mm.
to breathe. They're struggling to pass air out, and some have to do it with their mouth. So instead of the breathing happening through their nostrils, it's through their mouth. So that's why you also find some of them who drool. You find some of them who sleep with their mouth open,
Mm.
you know. And it's easier to have your mouth open when you're sleeping with your back than when you're sleeping with your chest. And
Mm.
so, if you check very well, you realize a lot of people who snore are most times sleeping faced up, with their back on the bed, and they snore. Ask them to change position, either to the side or sleep with their chest, and the snoring might stop.
Mm.
But for some, it still doesn't stop. So for those that doesn't stop, then it means that it's not a function of tiredness or something.
Mm.
It's the nasal
Congestion.
congestion, as it were, because where you lie down, the way your position, on the bed, kinds of put some kind of pressure on your nasal passages, or thereabout. So yeah, it's not something that anybody just decides that I want to be snoring. It just happens, and unfortunately, some people don't pay attention to it and look for how to deal with it, just like as a normal way of life. While some decide to look, I need to actually deal with this. I need to find out why do I snore. And man, science is advancing these days.
How do you mean?
So there are some anti-snoring tools, excuse me, that they make these days. People just put in their nose strills just in between here, and it helps them kind of breathe better, and
Mm.
they don't get to snore. And also, sometimes speaking with professionals, doctors precisely, and they're able to ascertain why you snore. Does it have to do with your nasal congestion? An ENT specialist
Okay.
will be able to help.
So before we jump the gun, I think we're already getting into some of the diagnosis and all of that. So let us take it step by step. Now we have defined snoring. We have an idea of what snoring is.
Hmm.
That sound that is very uncomfortable. And you did mention that sometimes when people snore, they wake up tired. They are not exactly refreshed by the sleep. So let's talk about now. You have also said that snoring can be as a result of the sleep condition if you're lying down, on your back, so you may snore. So, what are the other possible causes of snoring? Because I do understand that when it concerns health, it is usually very individualized. But let us talk about the general causes that a person can just look through that list and say maybe this is it, maybe that is it. So aside sleeping position, aside tiredness, what are the other things that may also cause snoring in a person?
Um, there are quite a number of them.
Okay.
I think I made a note. So you have what we call natural causes,
All right.
which of course can be caused by vibration of some soft throat tissues, right? When the person is sleeping, it's natural. You can't control. You can't control that. I mean, it restricts airflows, which is what I was
You
supposed to.
choke.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, sort of. But I mean, not that kind of choking. Don't
Mm-mm.
choke in your sleep.
Yeah.
So for this kind of condition, of which you won't know, right, that this is why if you don't seek medical attention, right,
Mm.
you just think I'm snoring. But when you seek medical attention, so you're able to know that this is why you're snoring because you have some soft tissues down your throat, that's affecting breathing. Then you have external influences or circumstances that someone who doesn't snore naturally might snore on a particular day. For example, a person who is stressed.
Mm.
If you had a stressful day, for example, and you hit the sack, bam, there's a tendency that that person might snore. That doesn't mean that that person snores regularly, right? But if it becomes a pattern, a regular thing, then you need to pay attention to that. So basically, let's just say that snoring has natural and unnatural causes, right? The natural causes are those who is a function of the nose and throat.
Mm.
That's why in medicine there's a specialty called ANT,
Yeah.
ear,
Ear,
nose,
nose,
and
and throat.
throat.
Yeah.
If you want to use the big English, it's called otolaryngology, which is the ear,
That's
the
indeed
nose,
big.
and the throat. It's a special because the truth of the matter is these three things have a connection.
Yeah.
You know, balance, coordination, and all that. So if something is wrong with your nasal passages, there's a tendency of it affecting your throat, and all that. So yeah, so let me just say that look, the noise of snoring is caused by vibration in the tissue of the throat. 50% of people snore occasionally.
50%.
Yes.
Okay, you know what? Let us just hold on that, so that people who feel like I never snore, I do not snore, they are repenting right now from judging people who have snored or who they hear persistently snore. So let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be talking more about the topic of snoring. This is Breakfast in Bed here on Smooth 98.1. Just a quick ad break, a minute thereabout.
Okay.
What does future forward banking mean to you? Speed, innovation, convenience, lifestyle goals, or just simply getting service that is designed just for you? Yeah, we thought you might like all of that and more. That is why we specially created Providus Bank for you to take care of your daily experiences. At Providus Bank, we believe that banking should be all about you and your business and how to get you to your
Hi,
next
this is
level.
Lord Frank. You're listening to Smooth
Call now or give
98.1.
us a call on Business Concierge on
Keep listening.
0700 387 or email businessconcierge at providusbank.com to switch to a future forward banking experience. Providus Bank. Future forward banking.
For every second that counts, each day is a priority. With over 3 billion people on the face of the earth in pursuit of happiness, life can be such a huddle of uncertainties. Be on guard. Be assured of the future. For a lively discussion on risk protection and how insurance relates to everyday life, tune in weekly to the Leadway Happy Notes every Monday from 5:30 p.m. here on Smooth
People have
98.1.
really missed me.
Hi,
We're
this is
going
Lord
in.
Frank. You're listening to Smooth 98.1.
Yes, keep listening. Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. This is Breakfast in Bed, and we are in the soul food segment. We are talking about snoring. My guest is Toluse Francis, and he actually wrote a book, an entire book on practical ways to stop snoring. Before we went on the break, you were trying to tell us, no, you were trying, you told us that 50% of people have snored at one point or the other in their
Yes.
life. I am guessing maybe as a result of stress.
Exactly.
tiredness, and every other thing.
Yes, so they are not habitual snorers.
Okay.
It's not something that is due to a medical condition. Like I said, there are natural causes, and there is the external factor. So those who snore occasionally is external factor. You've had a stressful day. You are not sleeping comfortably. You are sleep awake. I
In
use that
fact,
word. You are not sleeping and you are not awake. You are in between. There's some
okay.
people who sleep this way and they have their eyes half open. Well, let me not go that way. But so yeah, 50% of people snore occasionally, either because they are stressed, they've had a rough day, or they are not sleeping comfortably, and so they are struggling to make the night to make the night through. Another thing we want to know is that, of course, like I said, there are many causes, some of which are natural, and others of which are caused by external influences and circumstances. So those who snore occasionally fall into the category of what you call circumstances or situations, sleeping position, stressful day, and all that. It's different from those who snore occasionally. So if there's nobody, I can say that if I gather 50 people in this room and I ask, have you snored before? All of them will say no.
Actually, I'll say no because I don't remember.
Because the truth of the matter is you wouldn't know when you snore. It takes the person with you to tell you that you were snoring, right? Because sleep is a partial or a temporary state of this. So you don't know what's happening. If you're asleep and you know what's happening around you, then you're not really asleep, right? So that's why if you wake up and someone tells you that you're snoring, don't argue because the person must have heard well. You didn't hear, you didn't know. So just accept your fate that, Omo, I snored today. What's happening?
Well, unless those people who are just trying to pick a fight for no reasons.
Well, next time they will record it and play to your ears.
Wow.
Snoring could be rhythm to the ears, could be a good rhythm to the ears. Sometimes it has this flow and tell
I know not what you speak of. No. Okay, all right then. So about snoring still, can it possibly be the symptom of another condition? For example, obstructive sleep apnea, because I know that is like the grandmother of snoring. So can it sometimes be a standalone? Because now we're talking about the habitual snorers, not the one who occasionally snore. So can it be like the indication of something being wrong somewhere, or it's just what it is?
oh, definitely. For those who are regular, who snore regularly, let me not call them regular
Regular
snorers.
snorers.
Please,
No, no.
no
Stigma.
tagging, no
Yeah, thank you.
stigmatization. With it's not because it's not something that anybody would want to walk on the street and beat their chest because of the way we have made it seem. So for those who find themselves snoring habitually, it could be an indication of a sleep disorder or sleep apnea, like you said, and not just stand alone. You might have reasons to check in with your doctor to find out what's wrong. Do you have chest issues? Do you have heart issues? Do you have throat issues like your nasal passages and all that, so that you're aware of what exactly the issue. Because sometimes these things can only be corrected through surgery. Sometimes, not every time. It could be corrected through surgery. Other times, we not necessarily need surgery. We just need a change of lifestyle. You just may need to change your lifestyle. You need to change where you sleep. You may need to pay attention to how you sleep. It all depends. So there's no one can run a diagnosis here as to how to know what the real cause is
Yes.
or what your snore is indicative of. We can't do that here, but don't assume that all is just well if you snore regularly. Some say because you are overweight,
Yeah.
that you have a tendency to snore. True, and so that's why sometimes lifestyle changes might be something that will be recommended to you. That look, you need to change your lifestyle, lose some pounds, get fit, exercise, take walks, and all that. But this also is not something that you can just sit in the corner of your room and conclude that this is why. It's something that requires proper evaluation. Talk to someone that you believe would respect you, would honor you, would regard you, and not stigmatize you or make you feel like you have just killed a bird.
Now let's talk about dietary factors. I do know please correct me if I'm wrong, that alcohol also is implicated in this. If you, or maybe coffee, if you take it before going to bed, it may relax the nerves, or was it now the tissues around your neck, and it may
I
cause
feel
you
attacked right now.
it may cause you to snore. So tell me more about that.
Okay, so I think basically anything that you take, if I let's even look at it this way, when you drink things that have caffeine or alcohol before bed, it's actually not healthy because that's a way of interrupting your sleep pattern, right? And the truth of the matter is, a lot of times when you snore, you actually don't sleep well. You end up waking up intermittently because either they're telling you to adjust, or you get tired, you get uncomfortable, somebody, you change position, you rest for a while, and then you continue again. Trust me, I've lived with a number of people who snore, and I've studied them like through that. Just say I'm just watching. Okay, let's see if this guy changes position. As a night crawler. So yes, coffee, alcohol, as much as possible, stay off it. Now, not necessarily because they cause snoring, right? But because they're also going to affect the little sleep they are trying to get. For some people, they say that coffee keeps them awake. I don't know how true that is. Coffee doesn't keep me awake. I'm a coffee junkie,
Well, it
right?
depends on the kind of coffee you're taking. Is it
Well,
a black coffee or very creamy?
I take black, I take creamy. I use cream. I don't even use milk.
Well,
I use creamer because creamer leaves you with this aroma and the taste of the coffee itself. When you add milk, it takes that away. Anyways, but the truth of the matter is, for whatever reason, if you're not going to walk through the night, coffee isn't something that you should take. Also, if for any reason at all you go drinking in the night, give yourself time, right, to pee properly before going to bed. But if you know that you have issues snoring, as much as possible, stay off those things before bed, so you don't create room for wrong diagnosis, and you don't give the doctors issues when they have to diagnose. And then you're able to pinpoint where the issue is coming from. When you begin to have predisposing factors, it becomes very difficult for you to even know what the cause is as a person. So yeah, as much as possible, stay away from things that are so they are not. Let me just say stimulants. Stay away from stimulants before going to bed, so that you're able to actually enjoy the sleep, right? As much as possible, sleep comfortably. So if you know that you're struggling with that, you snore, don't add to the trouble that you're already trying to solve by drinking heavily before night. And I mean, if you cannot stay off drinking, I'll recommend red wine instead of beer. Yeah, don't ask me why. I recommend red wine. It's still healthy, right? And you are likely to sit down with a crate of beer, but you have to sit down with a pack of red wine. By the
that,
time you are done with the bottle, well, if you take up to a bottle, you know that no, I need to stop here, right? So minimize it as much as possible, because it's not easy to stop. I'm not going to come here and tell you that stop drinking. No, that'll be deceitful. If you drink or if you take coffee, like Sean didn't give me my coffee cup this morning, and I
hey,
didn't take from home
you just
because
had
she was going to give me coffee, so now I'm missing it, right? Coffee
hi.
starts your day, right? So anyways, but the truth of the matter is, cut it down as much as possible until you're able to stop completely, right? If you know that it's indicative of your condition, the condition that you're currently facing.
Nice. Thank you very much. Let's talk gender. It's been said that men tend to snore more.
Where did you get your statistics from?
A particular study.
Okay, by who?
I cannot reference it right now, for real though. But it's been said. I did read from Healthline.
Okay.
I forgot to reference that study. I'll pull it up. But it's been said that men tend to snore more compared to women. So is that true?
Well, I think it's also been said that men work harder and
What
are
is
more
that?
laborious, like they do more laborious work than women. Anyways, I'm not here to fight the male or female gender, but I mean, you would agree with me though that I don't know, I've not come across that study really, but a few situations that I've seen, I think I've seen more men snore than women. But I don't know what the cause is. I don't know why
I was
it's
actually hoping you would tell me.
Well, you didn't tell me ahead.
Okay.
Because the thing about studies actually and research is what population size. Sometimes race affects some of these things. Race, age bracket, type of work, what part of the world these people are, and then again gender. When you're doing a scientific research, these are some of the things that you need to highlight in your research. So when you say more men snore than women, is it irrespective of race? Is it irrespective of region of the world, maybe temperate or tropical? Right. So it helps. It helps with the research and helps whoever is going to pick it up
Yeah.
as a reference point. But I mean, now that you've said it, I'm going to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to look at it. And but I really do not have what will I call it? I really do not have anything on that, so to speak. I didn't do my research up to that. I must confess. Sorry if you're disappointed, but it's
No,
okay to be
no, no.
disappointed.
It's okay. Now, children. Since we're talking about different age groups in
Yeah.
brackets, children. Do children snore? Because according to a study from Johns Hopkins
Yeah.
University, it said that children do snore,
Yeah.
but then it could be as a result of or a symptom of OSA, which is obstructive sleep apnea, and also as a result of their hyperactivity and all of that stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Children snore very well safe. But usually, or when children snore, it's not something that you should be frightened about or should be scared about. Children ideally should be active. If your child isn't active, then you need to check what's wrong, right? And so they use their energy all through the day, and then night just comes and they just want to hit the bed, and whatever direction they face, it's good night mama, good night papa, right? So there's a
That's if they
tendency,
tell you.
that's
They
what you
just
tell
sleep off.
you. So it's okay for children to snore, but then again, as they grow older and this persists, then I think parents need to pay attention to that and probably get them checked. But don't frighten if a child snores. I think most important what you should do is check out how does the day of the child go? What's the regular thing that the child does through the day? Is it that child that is hyperactive during the day? Then you know that such a child is going to really, really, really sleep, deep and give you those vibes through the night. So check how that guy or that girl spends his or her day, and also do not give children meals that would make them active at night, so that they can sleep properly. It's important that you also look at the meal that you give your child as dinner or as supper. And people talk about a child might be hungry and all that, and if it's not a child that is being breastfed at that point in time, not a toddler, not a baby, it's better you allow them have early breakfast, early dinner rather, and the meal is digested to a point before they go to bed. So that way they're able to sleep properly and get the required number of hours that they should sleep. So don't give them meals that would make them act funny. They have to start struggling to find sleep.
Yeah. So I was able, or rather, I was finally able to get my hand on that study.
Okay.
So, it's in America.
Okay.
Yeah. So probably it's as the white male snore, because according to them, it is from the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, and they said around 40% of adult men are habitual snorers compared to less than a quarter of women. And so they gave an example, or rather, they tried to break it down, talking about how men have larger larynxes compared
True.
to women.
Yeah.
So because of that, there is more vibration.
Yeah. Which is
Interesting.
why, and because of the larger larynxes, if you also notice, when we were teaching us secondary school biology, it talked about at the point at puberty where your voice breaks.
True.
And that's where your voice becomes very deep, and they just expect that deep voice to come from somewhere. And if you also notice, men who are music persons tend to have this, how do I put it now? This way that when they sing, for some of them, the vibration,
It's deeper.
is deeper, so to speak. So yeah, that I agree with the anatomical reference. But I mean, I guess their study was just within
The white
America.
males, yeah.
Yes, another thing I'd love to see from that report is when we're doing the survey or the research, did they put into consideration the kind of work that these men do?
Well, it doesn't say.
Yeah.
And it would actually be lovely to have such a study done here in Nigeria. One problem I always have in Africa, in Nigeria specifically, we do not have enough data. We're talking about different topics and we do not have enough data to back it up.
Interestingly, the sleep laboratory at Yaba Neuropsychiatry, one would assume that they should have perhaps such data because to have a sleep laboratory means that you're paying attention to sleep problems, so to speak, where they check your circadian rhythm and all that. If you have issues with sleep, insomnia, and the like. So yes, they might, but I haven't come across that
Actually,
online.
from somebody who has searched from
Yeah.
online, I did not come across it.
I
So
won't- I
it's
won't
either
come
maybe
across-
somebody didn't fully do their job well, or maybe
We can do it
didn't just
together. Let's create a survey.
No.
Just said it.
Well, I'll think about it.
Yeah,
Let me
think
not say an
about it.
outright scenario. So if you want to join in this conversation, you can do so. What you have to do is send your WhatsApp message to 0809 444 0981. Again, 0809 444 0981. Or you can decide to call into the show. The number to dial is 01 448 9981. Again, 01 448 9981. That is how you can be a part of the show. If you want to ask a question, you want to clarify something, we cannot exactly diagnose why you're snoring or maybe why your partner or someone is snoring. But then, whatever it is, we will try and provide the solution or maybe give you the answer to that one. Okay, I have a question. I have something from Xavier from Bagada. He says, "Hi, Sheo, and hello to our guest. The word he was looking for is vibrato. Talking about the vibration part of guys who sing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I am guessing you sing. All right, then let's continue. So, talking about snoring, what are the possible complications aside you not resting well? Or are there some things that could come from snoring? Just complications.
Relationships break.
Okay. I was talking about health wise. I didn't see that one coming. All right.
Well, you ask for complications,
Yeah, I
right? I
agree.
mean, if someone loses a loved one because the person snores, unfortunately, they will not tell you that because you snore. That's how they are living, right? Okay, so there are some of them. So let's look at it together. I think I have.
I do have one though that I found very intriguing. It was said that a complication of snoring is a greater risk of high blood pressure.
Yeah.
That is, I wouldn't say mind blowing because I don't find it nice, but that is really scary.
Yeah, it is.
What is the anatomy or how does that happen? Aside, maybe a person not getting refreshed from sleep, I just can't link how snoring is connected to high blood pressure.
So let's look at it this way. What are the likely reasons why a person would have high blood pressure?
Uh, we have diets. We have so the fat in the veins or the arteries. So the normal passage that was supposed to say have a particular centimeter. So because of the fat or what's that specific
Don't
word?
worry, don't go too
no-
deep. Diet one.
Yeah. Okay. So when that passageway becomes the artery becomes smaller compared to the normal one. Yeah. So you have salt, you have fatty foods, and all of that.
All this falls under diet.
Yeah, so
Okay,
that's
that's
under
that's
diet.
just one. Next.
High blood pressure. Wow, I am being questioned
Yes,
live.
this time around I'm the host of the show. You are the guest.
No, I am not. Lifestyle. So you're not getting enough exercises.
Okay.
You're smoking, alcohol. Yeah,
What does exercise do to our
Drugs.
to our circulatory system?
it helps you to get your metabolism well.
One.
Why are you asking me those questions? You are the guest. Jeez, I feel out. This is not the
Now,
where I planned.
when
but yes,
when
yes,
when you exercise, your heart rate
goes up.
increases for a moment and then stabilizes. You're able to feel that yes, this heart is working, right? When you are stressed, you find yourself struggling to find balance. When you are thinking, when you're bothered about something, you find yourself struggling with finding balance, which is why when people are diagnosed with high blood pressure, the first question they ask them is, What have you been doing? What have you been thinking about?
Thinking. Sorry to interrupt you, but thinking, can you possibly like break it down practically how thinking actually increases, if it does, increases your blood pressure?
So when you think, you're worried, you are you're uneasy about something, you're bothered about something. Now, you can't separate your circulatory system from your respiratory system, as it were, because everything about your body, right, has veins or venules flowing through. And so you have blood passing through at every single time. Okay. And by the time you begin to get worried, you are going to give the heart more work to do. You're going to give your body system, your digestive system, more work to do. Foods will digest less than they should normally, or you won't even be eating. Now you're not eating, you're not getting the necessary nutrients that you need. You're putting pressure on your organs. You're putting pressure on other parts of your body. The truth about the body is it's a complex system.
Yes.
Now that's why it's a conglomerate of organs, right? That ends up becoming systems, and then now becomes a complex system. So the way the body is made, one thing needs the other for it to live well. And as I tell people that if you're ill, let's say you have malaria, for example, it's not just about the malaria treatment that you're taking. They also need to check, are you bothered about the fact that you have malaria? Because if that person is bothered and the person is thinking about it, they have a situation where that person is sad that he or she is ill. So you find physical illnesses having or what can I use? You have physical illnesses affecting the mental health of a person. You have mental illness affecting the physical well-being of a person. Right. So it's not a straightforward path as to this is how it goes. It's just for us to understand that every of our system has a role to play in helping the other system function. Right. And so when you find yourself at that point where you're bothered, you're thinking, you're not well rested, you're stressed, certain organs in your body feel pressured and they're finding it difficult to perform optimally. And so think about it. So you didn't sleep well, and you wake up, you're tired. Most likely you're bothered that you didn't sleep well, right? And because you're not sleeping well, you're stressed. Your organs, you're not well rested. And so your body system is trying to find that balance. It's trying to find that balance of okay, what is wrong, right? And with time, it doesn't happen just immediately like that.
Okay.
It's actually going to take a while. So it's not something that one can it's not something that one can say, okay, this is how it's happening on radio. It's something that when they take your blood pressure, they see that they start asking you certain questions. So why don't you sleep well? What happens when you sleep? Do you daydream? Do you dream? Do you run around in your sleep? Do you wake up tired? Are you sleeping in a conducive environment? Is there enough air coming in and all that? So you just need to ask a lot of questions, which is why I laugh when people go to see a doctor and they say, "Doctor, I have malaria." I'm like, "Oh, if you know you have malaria, then why are you here?"
Yeah.
So you just give the symptoms. Okay, I'm having a headache. I'm tired. Sometimes people wake up tired, and I mean that's something that you should pay attention to if you wake up tired. So it's not a straight jacketed reason or conditions why these things happen, but just understand that your body is not a standalone entity.
Yeah.
Everything in your body depends on the other. Your ear, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your lips, everything about you. So when one of them begins to suffer a setback, if you don't pay attention to it, it begins to give signal to that one that, okay, come, I'm struggling here to exist. Can you just help here? And I'll say, sorry, I cannot help you on your own. And then with time, begins to affect that one too, like that, like that, like that.
Wow. So the spirit, soul, and body need to be attended to because everything work hand in hand. All right, then let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we will still be talking about snoring. This time, we'll be talking about the practical ways to stop snoring. That's the one that you cannot, I think we've already talked about it. So, in case you want to extract it fully and
Yeah.
just say it point blank, practical ways for you to stop snoring, we'll be talking about that. So, you have to stay tuned to us. This is Breakfast in Bed, and the dial is Smooth 98.1.
He's already 8:40 now. Now,
Yes,
how
now
time
when you were
flies.
talking, you were asking me questions. You were putting my career on the line. So if I did not know how to answer you, that's how you would have shamed me and my village people. This life. God no go shame us. So
It makes betting easier with their app for both Android and iPhone users. From finding games easily, playing virtuals, and betting with ease and speed has made it more fun to play on the OneXBet app. Download the OneXBet app on our website, onexbet.ng, and use the promo code NG21 if you're creating your account for the first
let the
time.
music move
OneXBet,
you.
bets for everything.
Oh dear. So this is the last leg after we come back.
Okay.
Uplifting, inspiring.
It's Smooth Motivations every Sunday morning on Smooth 28.1.
Do you have the EQ quotient to go through the highs and the lows of what it takes to be successful?
Tune in to get the recipe for living. It's everything you'll ever need. Smooth Motivations every
We're
Sunday.
coming in 15.
Maintain your cool.
When my day has kicked off and I'm moving through the buzzing city of Lagos, I've got the radio to keep me company with a collection of smooth music on Smooth 98.1. I am Udoka Oyega.
Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. Yes, you're tuned into the smoothest dial on Lagos Radio, and we are talking about snoring. It is called Breakfast in Bed. That's the name of the show. 7 a.m. till 10 a.m. every Saturday morning. Different segment, different reasons, and different things that they cater to when it concerns you. My name is Oluwaseun, and I do have a guest. We've been talking about snoring, and his name is Toluse Francis. So before we went on the break, I said we were going to talk practically about how to stop snoring, since we've talked a whole lot about the causes and just try to help you understand or give you just general reasons why you may be snoring. We talked about sleep positions, we talked about, well, your gender, we talked about your work and many other things. So how can you stop snoring? Or let me just allow you to do your thing.
Okay, so let me share a few things from my book, Practical Ways to Stop Snoring. And so I wrote this book. The book is not a diagnostic material. It's that book that maybe you have been told that this is why you're snoring, and we just look at, okay, what can you do as a person? I have the natural ways, which is, for one, is losing weight. You might want to check. So I said, not no one truly wants to be overweight or obese, and if you're anything like 90% of people who are carrying around too much flab, you probably already know that shedding the extra kilos is going to be good for you in almost every imaginable way, right? So check around. You will know. I mean, I think the only person you can lie to is yourself. You know, when you, and that's terrible when you lie to yourself. So you will know if you are overweight. So just accept it and work on it. You know, another one is giving up alcohol and tobacco. Overindulgence. So let me be specific. Overindulgence in alcohol and tobacco is something that you need to cut down or deal with if you find yourself snoring habitually. So I said there that overindulgence in alcohol shortly before sleep is probably one of the most common causes of snoring, particularly in people who would not otherwise snore. So these are for those who are not habitual, who don't snore habitually, who are just occasional people who snore. And indeed,
Let's lump coffee in that category, please. Thank you.
please leave my coffee alone.
Coffee is
Please.
inside that category.
Coffee
So
slander will not be
coffee is
tolerated,
inside
please.
this, so thank you.
You know, so check your alcohol and tobacco consumption. Check your. The truth is,
Your caffeine.
anything that has caffeine, nicotine, you know, just they're stimulants. Okay, and so imagine you don't want to sleep, and you want to sleep at the same time. So there's a battle. There's a battle for that sleep, and there's something just came out like, don't worry, I'll serve as the bridge. You know, just both of you just be fighting over there. You cannot cross over, so I'll just be here, you know, and then it interrupts your sleep. Give your head a steam bath. Yeah, because of nasal congestion, a steam bath. You know what a steam bath is, right?
Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
very, very helpful. Give yourself a steam bath to clear out your nose. Anyways, for those who are not in Nigeria, there's what we call aboniki balm. that thing
You're
works magic.
advertising.
Okay, I apologize. Get any mentholated balm, right? Put it into hot water, like hot water with steam. Bend low, cover your head with a blanket or a bed sheet. I give you just 1 to 2 minutes. Your nostrils will start dripping. Like, oh no.
Oh, please do not give us graphic. Do not give us graphic description. I feel like what you just described is actually a standard procedure in Nigeria. Almost everybody has done it at one point or the other.
Yes, it helps a whole lot. Now,
Yeah.
one thing that I encourage people not to do is when they put these things into their nose straight up.
No.
Remember, so don't do that straight up. Instead, do it in form of a steam bath. So you clear your nostrils in another. Another one is
Sorry to interrupt you. I think we need to put a balance to it and let people know that this is not for kids.
no, this is not for kids.
Yeah,
Oh yes,
because
please.
it can result in jaundice.
Yes, please. This is not for kids. This is not for kids.
Yeah,
If you have a child that snores, please, I would advise that you talk to a pediatrician. Don't do all these home remedy things that you do for yourself.
Yeah.
You're an adult. You can bear the consequence of whatever happens. Don't alter the life of a child just because you're trying to be a great parent.
Yeah.
Very, very important. Check your pillows. Check your pillows. Are you comfortable with the pillows? Are they? Let me say this about pillows. People who have allergies are prone to allergic reactions, or prone to allergic reactions are often people who snore as well. Now, if this makes and so it makes a great deal of sense to banish potential sources of allergic reactions from your nighttime environment. So if you know that you're allergic, check your pillows regularly, change them. If you know that you don't like your bed sheets, don't struggle to keep your bed sheets, change them. There are natural nasal strips that I was trying to talk about the other time. You just fix them in between your nose. They help. Change your sleeping position.
Where's the best sleeping position?
Well, we can't say.
Okay. Now, the ones that are permissible, at least sleeping on the back, may
Yeah, me. So
dispose
you can
you.
sleep with your chest. You can sleep with your side. Now, don't try to. It's okay for you to change positions when you're sleeping.
Okay.
So sleep with your chest. At other times, sleep with your side. Sometimes you want to sleep with your back. But as much as possible, just change positions while you sleep. It helps. It helps even feel, the entire size of your bed. Roll around, except you're using a student size bed. Anyways, you might find yourself on the floor. But
But
either,
if you sleep with your chest, won't you drool?
well, it all depends on how you sleep as well. If you sleep with your chest and you sleep this way, it's not everyone who drools that way. It's about being able to keep your mouth
Closed.
closed while you sleep. When you sleep with your hand this way, is when a lot of people tend to drool. Or when there's an height that your neck is not balanced with your body. But if it's leveled, right, then it's fine. But then again, drooling is a different subject matter entirely.
Okay.
Entirely.
Maybe we'll talk about it one
Because
of these
it's
days.
possible that you sleep with your back and you still drool. Yes. So that's a different, especially if your mouth and your teeth don't allow you sleep with your mouth open. Yeah, you sleep with your mouth open. For example, if you snore, right, and you sleep faced up, you're struggling to breathe. There's a tendency that your mouth will be open, and saliva will just have a fun day.
Okay, today is not that day. Let's continue.
You know.
with the
So yes,
practical
I've talked about changing your pillows, changing your bed sheet, changing your sleeping position. Um, I've talked about. So another thing is keep regular sleep routine,
ways. Okay.
exercise regularly, avoid I call it rich foods.
How do you mean?
Candies, cookies
Oh.
before bed, avoid them. If you're awake and you want to eat something, take nuts, granuts, cashew nuts, not things like
Take cucumber, please.
candies. Okay, yeah,
Or water.
she's a fan of cucumber. Yes, water. Just that if you take water, the rest will be your friend through the night.
Okay.
No
Don't-
full stomach before going to bed. Have your food digest to a certain level. You may not have it fully digested, but to a certain level. Yeah, I don't know how we can do it for others, but when children are fed, you're waiting for them to belch. Like,
You know, but when you mentioned that no full stomach before you go to bed, let's take into consideration Lagos residents.
Lagos is a special place.
So we need to also be practical, knowing that a lot of people listening to us are in Lagos and you're coming back from work. In fact, some people buy their food on the way, they get home, they sleep off.
Yeah. I can't help you.
Ow.
But what I can only say is there is no rule that says. So look at what you eat. If you know that you live that kind of life, maybe you leave home 4 a.m. and you don't get home until 11 a.m. Sorry, 11 p.m. so to speak. Just try to create a balance, right? I mean, like I said, Lagos is a special place, as it were. Because in Abuja, I didn't feel like coming back to Lagos.
Oh, please. Today is not the day for that conversation. But I quickly have a question from Xavier. He says, I want to ask Toluse, I don't like sleeping with pillows. It hurts my neck, and it has been so since childhood. Anything wrong with it?
No, I don't sleep with pillows too. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
Okay. Secondly, I read that a particular side of the bed is the best. I think the left side. Any other side used to sleep isn't healthy. How true is that? Maybe it was a woman that liked to sleep on the other side of the bed that started this thing.
I really don't know. I sleep more at the edge of the bed. And so if you share the bed with me, the bed might be so big, I might not even move to the center. I just love the edge, and I can rotate. I can switch positions within that same position. So but it's good that you sleep at the center of the bed so that your mattress doesn't compress or doesn't suffer the heat. About whether left or right side, I'm sorry, I can't really say which side is the best. I think what I would say is what makes you comfortable while you sleep. What gives you peace while you sleep? That you just don't want to come out of bed because you're just enjoying it. The environment, the darkness, the coolness, the fresh air. Do what works for you.
Okay. All right then.
A warm drink and honey is also helpful. Warm
Should
drink
you
and
put ginger
honey.
inside it?
You may, but not don't make it a regular thing because if you're an ulcer diagnosed person, for example, you might want to stay away from ginger except you do once in a while.
Okay.
I need to also get some training as to how to sleep. I want to get some
How
training.
to sleep?
Yeah, so when I say how to sleep, like the question she asked now, that person asked about whether
Okay.
left or right and all
All
that.
right then.
So summarily, there are many things that you can try to reduce your snoring habit. There's no one size fits all. If you try this today, it's not working. Try it tomorrow. Don't be in a rush, right? This is not something that you invented yourself. It's something that you found yourself doing, and you're not doing it deliberately. It's not a deliberate action; it's an involuntary action. So give yourself time as you try some of these things, and
Alright.
please do not be shy or afraid to talk to a medical practitioner for proper diagnosis.
And please do not blame yourself. It
Yes,
is not
please.
your
It's
fault
not your
at all.
fault.
And if you have people who are trying to stigmatize, in quote, or who are trying to just be judgmental of you, tell them to go take a seat. And maybe, if it happens to them, they'll, I don't know, they'll be in the shoes to know that it is not good. But thank you so much for being a part of this show. This is all we can take in this hour. It's been a good time with all of you. Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for your messages. Thank you for being on YouTube. And most importantly, Toluse, thank you for being my guest this morning.
It's my pleasure. Can I just add quickly that
Okay.
please don't make people feel bad that they snore.
Okay.
Right? Show them love, and if you can help, be help. If you cannot help,
Don't do anything.
Yeah.
Don't worsen it.
just get someone that can help them.
All right then. So if people want to reach out to you, follow you, or maybe get your book, how can they do that?
Right. So my name is Toluse Francis across all social media platforms: Twitter, Instagram. Our company handle is Real Consulting on Twitter and on Instagram. You can
You'd have to spell the real.
RAUEL.
Okay.
RAUEL. Real. The book is available at seller.co/snoring.
Okay.
SELAR.co/snoring. And you can contact me via WhatsApp phone 070-6767-0371 or shoot
Are
an
you
email
rushing?
070
Okay.
67670371 or
Okay.
email Toluse Dove Francis at gmail.com. or realconsulting@gmail.com. Just save yourself the stress. Just look for me on Instagram, Toluse Francis. Tag me, DM me, or Real Consulting. You
Actually,
get
you
a
cannot be
response.
tagged on Instagram. I tried that already.
I don't know. Like, it seems they changed that. Before you can, but I've been struggling doing that for some days. And so yeah, mention me in your comments. It will alert me or send a DM
Yeah.
either to Alicia Francis or at Royal Consulting, and you get someone to attend to you.
Thank you so much. That is the end. We have come to the end of the soul food conversation and we've talked a lot about snoring. So, in case you are tuning in for the first time or you're just joining us, you can catch a repeat of this on YouTube. Go to our YouTube channel. That is at Smooth 92 FM Lagos. Search for the playlist Breakfast in Bed, or better still, just search for the topic Snoring and Its Management. You have the hashtag Soul Food 92 before it. Hashtag soulfood981 snoring and its management, and you get to view it again and maybe share with somebody. You don't necessarily need to hound people or judge them, just let them know this is your own way of contributing to them. All right, we will be back in the 9 o'clock hour, which will be the time for Smooth Explorer. I have some things to tell you, and of course, I want to listen back to your comment and feedback about the stories I will be sharing with you. There are things you already have seen online, and then we'll have a conversation about it. In the meantime, I will play you some songs. You may listen to something from the Lighthouse family, and of course, something later on also from Seiko. Do stay with us because this is Smooth 98.1. Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Hey, YouTube family, thank you so much for being a part of this. See you later. Who even started that thing? Like the Brits do.